if you're working beyond a small, organic, informal type team, you need tickets and you need them to articulate the needs in a way that's effective. And it gets really challenging when you're moving quickly, working with new team members or a big team. But now there's a way to really enforce standards in a way that's not been possible to pass and at a speed that's not been possible to pass. Let's dig into what that is. So in your project management software, any ticket hits the to-do status. And here we have ClickUp. We're monitoring any tickets being moved at all. And we do a quick check to make sure, it is moving into that to-do status because we don't want to be doing these checks on other tickets necessarily. Although there are many doors to open with that we can explore in future videos. On that event, we have 3 different demo tasks here. So I'm going to go ahead and move all of these over to do. And you'll see that they vary in quality dramatically. We have an extremely vague new task for stuff with some rude messaging here. We have an excited but also useless ticket here. And then we have a high quality ticket here. And we have some success criteria. We have very specific measurable outcomes, very clear title, ownership, and etc. So all those move into to do. And what we want to do is we want to check the company standards of what do we expect to see in a ticket? What do we want? It's highly variable. Over here, I put together something really basic as a Google Doc. However, this could be something in Notion. It could be compiling from multiple sources. You can have a general set of documentation for here's the fundamental principles as well as project-specific expectations that factor in the nuances of the team, the nuances of a client, etc. So we're going to pull this in just getting the content of Google document, but it could be, again, any source of material here. We're going to put together a ChatGPT request, more or less, although we're using an API. So we have the instructions, compare the project ticket data to the requirements, structure the response well. And very importantly, we want to begin every answer with success or flag. This is critical for this automation to work, and this opens the door to a lot of really useful logic. We have a few extra instructions, and then we have, here's the requirements where we're pulling in the Google Doc information, and then we have the ticket details where we pull in the task name, description, assignees, as well as the estimated minutes, just to make sure there is that estimate. We're not doing a lot with it, but you could do things like making sure that the estimate makes sense, that it's in line with general standards for that type of task or company-specific standards. You could even have a database of similar tasks and what they tend to look like. So we have a very simple step here. We're just using ChatGPT 3 Turbo. We don't need anything expensive. We don't need GPT-4 or anything fancy. We want to keep it cheap, keep it simple, and make it work. All we're doing is pulling in the text. And then we're going to check from the response. We want to grab that first word, which will either be success or flagged. If it's success, nothing needs to happen. There's no problem with the ticket. But if there's a flag, we want to send to a Slack channel with the details of what the problem was. So we just moved those tickets over. Let's see what happens. So we're running through a few tickets. We had some interesting things happening. You'll notice that we had 2 that got flagged, although 3 made it through. So what should happen, and we'll see, is we have these 2 bad tickets. We have new task for stuff, which is flagged for the lack of a specific description of the success criteria, which is true. It does not have that. It is just do stuff, you idiots. And unprofessional communication in the task description. So that's also a problem. We also have a flag here for missing a specific description with success criteria, and there's no time estimate. That's a problem. And within both of these, we now have an immediate flag. We can come in here, fix it, see the problem. You can extend this across projects, and all of a sudden you can have an instant confirmation on these simple, easy, obvious problems that in the past you would have to depend on a very valuable, already spread thin project manager to notice when they have time to notice. This is particularly useful if you have distributed teams, you have teams working in different places, and you can fine-tune whatever these criteria are for your business. You can make it really lightweight. You can make it flag any problem. You can make it flag only the biggest problems. This is a very, very powerful flow and a very basic implementation of that.